So we were talking about Coppola a little bit.
Yes.
How was your experience with him?
I not nothing remarkable. I went over, I wanted to meet him when he did Fairy Tale Theater, and
Yeah.
I can't remember what the title was that he did. Um, for the longest time, I thought it actually was The Beauty and the Beast, but it wasn't. That was Roger Vadim. Um, he did he did one like one or two shows after the
Did you meet him at Warner
this one.
Brothers when he came through?
No, I went up north because he did two films with us. One of them was the second was The Secret Garden.
Right.
He produced it. He didn't direct it. He produced it. Agnieszka Holland, the Polish director,
Is
directed
he
that one.
was he a hands-on producer? Like, was he really doing the job as producing, or did he just facilitate the production and move on?
You know what? I don't know. He has so many things going on. I can't know unless you're there all the time. You don't really know. But I never heard of him haunting the hallways or anything. But he really knew the business and had the
Yeah.
business down. Okay. Now let me tell you what we did. Okay. So we shot the film in England at Pinewood Studios. Then it came back here for post-production. And since he's based in San Francisco, it had to go to San Francisco. And not only did it have to go to San Francisco, they had to use his building in San
Yeah.
Francisco, the one at Kearny and Columbus Avenue. Um, he rented us the cutting rooms and all the editorial equipment, and he did not charge us outlandish rates. They were rates in tune with what everybody else charges. So there's
Right.
no complaint there. Um, but the guy had everything. The rewinds, the little squawk boxes, synchronizers, splicers, everything we rented from him. Okay. And including the space that where we were working. Then when it came time to mix the movie, we had to go out to his facility at the Vineyard in Napa Valley.
Right.
Okay. So we're renting his facility again. Now, again, there's nothing that's not above board because it's the same rates as we would pay anywhere else. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just that he knew how to direct all that money to his wallet. Okay. So we had to rent his
I mean, the guy
mixing
did a couple
facility.
mafia movies. He
Yeah.
gets it. He gets it.
Okay. He got to, I admire it. I mean, I kept
So
thinking
do
I'm in the
I.
wrong end of this business.
Oh, yeah,
So
we
we
are. We
had to
both are.
go to his mixing stage at the Vineyard. And since it was outside the San Francisco zone, we had to house everybody at his hotel that
Yeah.
he owned adjacent to the place. The
Right.
guy is slick. I have to tell you, the guy, but there are no complaints about the facility, no complaints about the equipment, no
Yeah.
complaints about the hotel, and the wine that he gave everybody. I just admire it. And I tell this story all the time, with sort of an outraged tone of voice, when in fact I really admire the way he set it up.
Well, my cousin works for him now up there, and she's got all the same stories, I'm sure. But what's funny, did I tell you when I met him in Milius's office at Christmas?
No,
Okay,
no.
so unexpected. I'm still a courier, but I'm trying to work my way into the Milius camp. So I'm there volunteering every night and getting ready to leave for Christmas break. It was not Christmas Eve, but it was probably the week of. So I bring a case of beer by for Leonard, Milius's assistant from Hawaii, who's in Conan the Barbarian. And I walk in, building 81, second floor, and I knock on the door, open it up, and I drop the case, and I say, "Hey, Merry Christmas! I brought this by just to say Happy Holidays, and I'll see you guys after the New Year." Well, I don't realize that there's two guys. There's Leonard at his desk, but in front of his desk is Milius and a guy in like this drenched coat, trench coat, and turn around and it's Coppola.
Mhm.
And he sees the box and he hears what I say, and the first thing out of his mouth is, "Oh, well, look at that. That's wonderful." And he goes to John. He's like, "Well, we got to give him something." And he starts looking around John's office to like take possession of something of John's and give it to me. Like we're in like an Apache camp trading it like a fire with over a piece. But he's like, "We got to give him something." But they had a wooden case of wine open with like six bottles in it that he had brought for John. And John picked one of those bottles up and handed it to Francis to hand to me. And I remember just thinking, like, stunned, thinking that whatever it was in this wooden crate was probably the equivalent to gold bars. And I just remember saying,
Yes.
going, "Oh, wait a minute, that's way too nice." And I just let it slip. I said, "You should kiss somebody else's ass with that." Milius, who's got the stub of a cigar in his mouth, again, non-smoking building, but he's lit
Yeah.
up, takes it out of his mouth and goes, "Well, right now we're kissing your ass with it." And,
You know,
and
if you had the presence of mind, if only you had the presence of mind to have like a silver or a gold Sharpie in your pocket and get
oh,
Francis to sign that bottle for you,
yeah, yeah.
you know?
Hey, I'm Alex from Quiet Riot. I'm Dizzy from Guns N' Roses.
I'm Johnny from Typo Negative. I'm Mike from what?
Help us cure NMOSD and with it, cancer. Go to Guthrie Jackson Foundation and donate now.